me come back here. That's that. And then, okay, so now you can kind of see what it looks like when you're in the building. So when you're walking around, this is way to the left. Like, I mean, you really have no clue how big this conference place is. It's big. Like, this looks small from this video. It looks like it's not that big. And right there, there you go. So when you're walking back, behind this curtain to the right, the finals are taking place back there. So when you see the curtain, you almost assume that you can see the lights. There you go. You almost assume that there's nothing back there, like they're trying to block off the room. No, you can walk back there. Yeah, you can walk right back there. And this is day 2, so a lot of this is dying down. The day 1, this whole thing is packed. This is every place is taken up with people doing their pulls and getting ready to play. Oh, there we go. Now I got my vertical and horizontal live feed going. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, it's EVO. They do a really good job with the event. It's really, I'm excited for everyone to go. Like, I think you're really going to be impressed and excited to see, all this in person. Let's see, here's that. Yeah. So that's, oh, and Fatal Fury to the Wolves. This one was pretty. This is like the very end of the day, and this looks like nothing. There was still a line there to get in. So I was like, oh, I'll go play Fatal Fury right quick. And I looked and was like, oh, still a line. So I kind of just let it go. You can see people, trying the game out and playing Ken and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool. But going over the controllers. So again, when I looked at the numbers that I saw from me, just taking quick, and this is the first day early on. The Victrix Pro, this pad was everywhere. And I know they had a booth there, but it was everywhere. Let me close some of these down. Too many tabs open, I think. Close some of these out. There we go. Not that one. Boom. Yeah, this pad was everywhere. Like I said, I was really surprised. I didn't know that people. Not so much had so much demand that. Yeah, there was just that much demand for this pad because I don't really get asked a lot about it. But yeah, a lot of people had this one. I saw 3 in the first thing in the morning. I saw 3 just walking around the little free play area. Walking around the free play, I saw 1 ASI LVL, and then later throughout the whole time I was there, I definitely saw at least 5 ASI LVLs in different forms. I saw at least the Victrix. This one, I would say I saw at least 10. I would be completely honest. The ASI LVLs. Wait, there you are. I saw more WAS LVLs. I prefer the ABC, but I saw a bunch of these, and they were white too. That was kind of cool. Like I saw just like the stock look. So the white one was definitely making numbers. What else I see? I saw 6 hit boxes first thing in the morning, and I would say by the end of the day, I probably saw maybe 10 hit boxes. Joysticks, I didn't keep count of joysticks. The JFAs, I saw 3 of those. The QRD, I saw 1 QRD wireless. That was cool. The Victrix, the large Victrix. Where's the original one? This one. No. Where are this guy? I was surprised I saw 4 of these first thing in the morning. And these things are big. Like they are bigger than what I thought in person. But you see, I saw these like right off the bat. Walking around. I was like, oh wow. So I thought they were going to take over the show for me. But that was really cool to see those. And then I did see an R16 on the floor. That was really cool. I was like, oh wow, there's R16s out here. Yeah, I saw this one there. There was the white one. There was this edition. So I saw the R16s. That was really cool to see. Like, people use this in tournament, right? Um, the one that shocked me the most, you guys would never guess what I saw. Let me check the chat, and I'm gonna show you what you would never guess what I saw. Those thin doubles ones from Paradise are yeah, I gave me pretty proprietary, but yeah, they are proprietary. Facts and facts. It can be hard to tell what is a hot item amongst the masses. It can, right? Because I get asked so much about really GP 2040 things, to be completely honest, right? But I guess as a marksman, people are like, they're just kind of buying what they want to buy. The one that surprised me was the G. I thought I would see an S, like for sure. I saw at least 5 Gs. And it, it was to the point where I saw it early and I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, oh, maybe these people are just kind of digging it. And then I start seeing more and I'm like, wow, like there's a lot of G's here. And what was wild is y'all saw me playing. I'm not a big guy. I mean, I'm 6 feet. Shout out to the 6 foot tall brothers. I'm 6 foot tall, triple X riding gloves. So I do have long hands, right? But I'm what, 200 pounds. I'm fairly, I'm fairly thin. People were playing with these things in their lap. I was shocked. And they were like, and not even like batting eye to, like, and not in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, I was just surprised. Like, yeah, it was kind of cool to see. Like, wow, people out here with the G. And it was, like I said, it was so many where what really made me think was like, well, dang, where's the S's? Like, no one brought an S. Everyone's playing G's. I was really surprised. So shout out to the Haute42 G. It's putting a lot more than people think it is. It can be hard to tell. Being a brand fan is being a fan of features in a sense, I guess. Facts. You never know what is just popping off though. Facts. And also with all the worldwide travelers, watching Punk Workshop, watching Impress, like just the different companies. There's a lot of people from all over the world there. And it felt like we have access to Japanese things or other country things here. I'm gonna take advantage. So a lot of people were, trying other brands. I don't know how to say it, but it felt like that was the vibe, and that was really cool to see that they weren't, like you said, so they weren't locked into what the brand they know. They were venturing out and trying something else. And that was really cool, really, really cool to see. Shrimp pasta. First of all, thank you, Shrimp. Huge shout out. Super chat. Pair character doing a sign with his hand saying cool. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so you remember you saw them too. Yeah, Shrimp was there. That's Shrimp. You were there. That's right. You messaged after. I wish I would known you there. I would have pinged you as well. Definitely would have linked up. But I was surprised the number of G's I saw. That was really, really cool. The other thing that surprised me, I mean, I don't know why I was surprised to see this. The X series, and not that, like, not in a bad way. It's just you never know what people are going to be playing with. I saw in the morning, I saw 2. By the afternoon, I saw 2 or 3 more, like playing in the pools with these. So like, and I think I saw 1 joystick module, and the rest were either MX or LP. I wasn't, I didn't want to. Again, I'm looking at people's laps, so it's kind of weird, right? But some like didn't want to make it like obvious. I'm like, and I would take a picture too. But it was really cool to see, just what people are using. Like, oh wow, this is really cool. In the morning, I saw 3M Ultras. So by the end of the day, I don't know how many were still laying around, but this is just early in the day. Like when the pools first start, I saw 3 of these like right off the bat. But that's the M12 Plus. That's the Ultra. Yeah, the Ultras. And then of course we all know what was there. These were there. The Razor Kitsunes were definitely there. I saw, again, not really keeping it like a strong count. Well, the price dropped. Look at that, $229. Interesting. The market's heating up. They got to lower that price, $70. Wow. Now wait a minute. Now the question becomes, at $229, PlayStation 5 compatible, optical switches. Huh. That's a pretty good. I gotta think some more. I need some more Dayquil. I think that's a pretty good deal, off the top of my head. Wow. Sent. People hated on their Blaze buttons, but I like them. I feel like no one bothered trying to swap to different micro switches. The only mouse button switch that is hot swap right now. That's different, right? That's yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, it's yeah, it was really wild. Like, just kept taking a glimpse of what people are using. So the Razors there, I saw at least I got 4 in the morning. I would say probably 6 total. I got more X series. This one shocked me. This one I did not expect. This I did not expect. This one surprised me. The T16, just to kind of show where they're gonna go, how far they've come. When you went to the Invincible booth, they were using T16s for leverless players. And what was even cooler was to even have a booth that offers, your style of play. They had joysticks, they had controllers, and they had T16s for. Because when I walked by, I saw the box on the counter. It was like on the edge, and I thought that the person playing had brought their T16. So I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Let me take a picture." And I think I asked, "Hey, did you just buy this here? Like, where'd you find this? Like, what's vendors selling Haute42s at the event?" And he was like, "No, this is at the booth." So they had T16s at the Invincible booth to play with. That was super cool to see in person. What else did they have here? They had, and the last couple I saw were, I saw U's. Like I never would have guessed this. I think I saw one, but the fact that I saw you, and it was funny was either they just bought it or they showed up with it, but they took it out the box. Like as I'm walking by, because I know the box, so he's pulling the Haute42 U series out the box. I was like, oh wow! Like I never would have guessed I see a U at a tournament. That was really cool. And again, I'm saying this not to say that nothing's tournament ready, because I play all these pads. I know they're tournament viable. It's more of those things where you just don't know in the past 12 months what people are using. That's where I was really getting at. We're like, wow, it was cool to see where, what people, and there's tons of joysticks or tons of control, like PS5 controllers. I've seen some people plug in like these old school controllers. Everyone came to play with what they knew how to play on, and and no one was judging anybody. No one was talking crap. It was really a good vibe, and really just, you're at EVO, so you better bring your A game, bring what works for you, and be ready to play. All that stuff. Razor Scare or leverless control. Is Razor Scare or leverless controller? The Ori Nova. Let me see. The only thing the Nova, because I think the Nova uses doesn't use V2 switches like Kailh's. And I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. Where is the switches on this thing? Or there goes Or UK. Switch. Hot swappable switches. I can't remember what switches they use at the top of my head. I can't think. There's the manual. Oh, hello. Click the button. Here we go. There you go. Okay, so boom, it's MXs. How can I zoom in here? Oh, too big. Okay, so these are MX. It looks like they're MX switches, but are they they got pins on the bottom, so I don't think they're opticals. A certain mechanical switch, void, blah, 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 blah. Key lock, toggle switch. Wait a minute. No, they have pins. They have pins. So they're MX switches, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see this one there. Ori didn't have it there. I asked, as a matter of fact, now you mention it. I went by their booth. That's why I didn't take any like videos of Ori. They had their regular controllers, like the Pro and the regular controller, but they did not have this one there. And I was kind of surprised that it's only for sale in Japan. So I was like, okay, I get it, but you could build hype by putting it in your booth now. If that makes sense, right? Like, you're missing. In my eyes, if I'm going to an event to display our products, it costs nothing to take a couple extra controllers with us and have them just sitting there in a case, to be honest. Even one. Just put that one in a case. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I will say the Ori folks were really nice. I talked to them and they were just good people. They were really cool, really nice. His English was better, so that's why he was so nice, but he was really nice. Let me see here. But the heavy button press and short throw can be tiring for extended play facts. That much understandable. Have to press not as harsh, and I think maybe nylon button caps would make it more interesting. Vibe, shout out to Vibe. Happy Sunday, Vibe. Just got my C16 in the mail right now. Apparently, they replied to my comment. Appreciate the reply. No problem, no problem. I can't wait to hear what you think about this C16, and I hope you like it. It's if you end up liking that style of play, if it's not too, it's not wide, that one's tight. But if you need it, I can't even talk. I can't talk. I think you're gonna like the C16. It's a good like starting level. That's a really good pad. And I actually took that one with me. That was the one I was carrying around because I was like, I need to take two. I sat here for. I almost took the Zen. I almost took a bunch of stuff. I didn't really know what to do, but the one I played on pretty much the whole time was the Intel Plus. I only played Tekken really, so that's why. But yeah. But yeah, what else did I see? There's two more. I saw the hay box. I did see one hay box, and this was at the booth. So where Maverickade was posted up at, Haybox was not Haybox. Leverless. I can't think of its name, but I saw one of those there, and then the other one I saw on the floor that I did not expect to was the Vermillo FK2. This one I saw 5 times also, so it was kind of wild. I wasn't seeing a lot of one-offs. So I saw the U one time. I saw the R16 one time. QRD wireless one time. Everything else, I saw the R16 one time. Everything else, for the most part, I saw at least 5 times. So it was a lot of variety for what people were using. Everyone now, I could tell their minds opening up to, okay, look, what works best for me. Like, there is no best pad. There just isn't. There's no best joystick controller. It isn't. What works best for you and what makes you win? Because you're here. You spent all this money. You better come in here and perform. Speedy, shout out to Speedy. I was just talking about you, Speedy. We're showing the where's my tab at? I was showing here, right there, boom. The Split Fox and the Light Fox, Split Fox Pro and the Light Fox there. And I was telling you also, you put me onto the arena. I had no clue the arena was right behind my head. He's like, yeah, it's right there behind the curtain. Yeah, shout out to Speedy. If you guys see Speedy in person, he's really nice, dude. Go up, say hello, talk to Speedy. Good people, really good people. Vibe, so far feels very, yeah. The C16 is nice. And don't forget, Vibe, with the pad, you can take the artwork panel off and you can play it ring. If you take the panel off, just the acrylic top, you could technically play it as a ringed pad because you could feel the rings. And if you wanted to play it regular, just put the acrylic top back on it, and now it's regular. So you kind of get like a 2-for-1 with that pad. And for the price, it gives you so much value. You get the metal base. You can put the shadow hunting switches. It comes with wind engine, which are really nice. But you can mix and match all the things you want to do with that pad for a really good price. The wrist rest on there is not as big as the M Ultra, but I mean, the M Ultra is also 150. So you're kind of like, what do you expect, right? And matter of fact, I did see a C16 too. I saw. Because somebody playing, I think they were playing, was it Grand Brew? And on Street Fighter had this pad. They were there with the C16. Because I did see a couple of these. It was like 2. It wasn't a bunch. It was like 2. Because I know this one just came out. But yeah, I did see the C16 out there also. So yeah, it was a lot. There were a lot of different devices out there. It was really, really cool to see. Really cool. And again, all the vendors were super nice. Catching everybody. It was really a really good time, and really, yeah, I was impressed with just how it all worked out. There was no point while I was there that I felt like it's crowded. I didn't feel like, I mean, the line split of games was a bit much. That part did kind of suck. But it didn't feel, you never had bad vibes when you were there, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it was really good. And how can I share this screen? I can't share this one because I want to share like the museum, the indie games. I got a bunch of indie games. I didn't play, I watched, but I did see I went through the whole indie alley and kind of watched all those. It was the second day. I was tired. So they were like, hey, you want to try? I was like, no, I'll get footage. And then I was going to post it, but I've seen better videos of what I was going to post. So I'm like, well, I don't know if maybe I should post it anyway, just to kind of support their work. All the games were cool. There was only maybe 2 games I wasn't that fond of in the indie alley that they weren't bad. They just felt like I could tell they weren't ready for prime time, right? There's only 2 of them that were like that, but all the other ones are really, really well put together. And there's one game, it's kind of like Virtua Fighter, but it was like 8-bit version of Virtua Fighter. You died fast, like 2 hits, you're dead. It's called, Dojo Masters. Let me see if I can find that. This game. Oh, maybe I should post this video then, because there's not a lot of videos about this game. This game, it looks like what it sounds like. It is 8-bit, so it does look, you know, kind of 8-bit. But it was really cool, like to... Let's see. Where's the gameplay? Okay, he's like setting everything up here. Like, it looks super old school and generic. But the mechanics of the game were actually pretty intense. And like, it's pretty much 2-hit kill. Like you get hit and you're kind of dead. Okay, this, I feel like I'm lying because this does not look as good as it did in person. And again, it's 8-bit, so it is what it looks like. But and they don't really, they're just kind of messing around. But when you're watching beginners play, it was like look tech hits. Like they had all these things would pop on screen like tech hit and all these different things. So you kind of knew down. You were done pretty fast. So that was pretty cool. I feel like Brooks saw a Speedy Split Pro and decided that was the go for the start. That's a very good point. Because, you know, it kind of does. Because it has the rings around it too. Wait a minute. Yeah, because it does have the rings. They're plastic, though. I do wish the rings were metal. But yeah, how much is this now? Did they lower the price? I didn't even see the price. Again, I don't think their English is that good because I didn't even see a price at the booth to say, hey, you know, pick this up now. These are all EU retailers, okay. Whoa! Wait a minute. The Starburst was $200. And it came with, this is the lanyard I was talking about. It came with the lanyard thing. Wow. And it's PS5, Xbox, and Switch, and PC compatible out the box. 200, I think, is a good deal. I think 200 is a good deal for all. A universal controller works on every console. Whoa. EVO US special offer. They should have had a sign up saying like, hey, you know, $200 right now for EVO. Wow, $100. Is that $100? Yeah, $100 off. Save 33%. I'd rather say 100 off. Wow. Where's the white one at? So how do you order the white one? That's not bad. That's really good because it has the cover, has the case, all that stuff. Ordering from outside North America. Anyway, wow, wow. They should have been promoting that. Wow, wow. That's a good deal. Because you know 300 and now. So I wonder if where's it at? Where did I put it? Right there. So 229. I wonder if this is EVO pricing. So I wonder if for like 2 weeks they lower the prices. Is that what's going on here? Huh. Because everything else is standard price. Even this one, how much is what is this? Get out of the way. The Nova was that's not even the US, doesn't really count. Where's the where are you? ASI, I think that one's back on stock. Okay, that one's back in stock for 150. That's cool. This one right here, the Vitrix. The Vitrix, was that on sale too? Maybe that. No, this wasn't on sale. This was people, like I said, people were picking these up and they were full price. Wow. Maybe at EVO, wait, they were a little bit cheaper at EVO because I got a picture. They were. I wish there was an easier way to share my pictures while I'm streaming. Because I don't want to like share my personal Google Photos or my Outlook photos, you know, all that stuff, right? I don't want to sharing all that or copying links back and forth takes forever. I need to figure out some tips and tricks to get that done. I saw the Arc controller too. And was the Arc? I can't see what that says. The pad box. I got to mess with this for a minute. This thing. This, wow, it's $182. This is a lot lighter than what you think. I mean, it's definitely, it's 3D printed. Right? Let's not play games. It's 3D printed, and it feels like it. It didn't feel cheap. It just feels 3D printed, right? This is what it is. But it's a little bit bulkier than you might think. And I don't mean in the bad way, because it's meant to be put in your lap, hold one side. You see what he's doing right there. So it felt comfortable. All things were fine. It's just, I got to see it. It was at the same booth as the Maverick. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Speedy, right? 200 I think seems fair. But for anyone who bought at 300, yeah, that part. Yeah, you got at 300, that for the start, that's a bit much. 200 I feel is definitely fair. It's definitely fair. And I think it's definitely fair. Man, but Wolf, I would pay 200 for the Xbox support. I stand facts. You know what I mean? And again, Wolf, when you I'm sorry. Speed, did you get sick when you got back from EVO? I feel like horrible. For that 200, you could be playing on PC, Switch. I played all the consoles. I tested it on everything, and it works. So I agree that $200 is fantastic for Cerberus. Wow. The only thing I've noticed is after the fact. I wish the Switches were a little bit tighter, like with the way they fit in. But I mean, I take the keycaps off. I don't have any problems. I still use it. So many problems with it. But 200 is fantastic. That's a really good price. I feel bad for folks that bought for 300, but at the same time, take that as a lesson learned and research the market offerings and competing prices. Yeah, and it's also one of those things that we've all been there, right? Where you want something new, or it's new and you want it, and you end up paying that price, right, for the new thing. Let's just want it. It is what it is. Yeah, facts. Because I think Dose, I want to say he guys from Japan. I want to say he paid 200. I think he told us on stream. So yeah. So that's definitely good. EVO, everything was on sale. Oh, okay, shrimp. That's what it was. Yeah, facts. Because the Vitrix, I'm looking for the picture. I feel like that was 30% off too, but I can't find the picture what the price was. And like I said, I met the Glyph folks. So I see a picture of the Glyph. The Glyph folks were really nice. And the Glyph, for those that don't know, was this right here. And we had a really good talk about tariffs. And some of the things they had to work through to get, things kind of going. They were having, because with all this stuff going on, they were having issues with suppliers and make sure they get their equipment the way they, up to their QA standards. It was a really, really good conversation of like, look, things are not what people think it is right now, that all vendors in China and here are all trying to figure out at the same time. And if you get this Glyph, it comes with everything. And then when you want the limited tops, you order those separate. So this is what we'll say it has 30 buttons. I don't remember. It has 30 buttons, but you only need 12. You just order the 12 button top, but you get everything filled in out the box. So that was really nice. The custom firmware, I got to see all that working in motion. The grip tape on the bottom is custom color. The bottom was metal, if I remember right. The metal's case is different colors. So that's cool. What is this? Interesting. That's right. That was like an adapter he's working on. There was something, because I saw the sides could come off. He was like, yeah, they're working on that. Yeah, they were really nice. These guys were really nice, the Glyph guys. So the Elite Bundle is $399 out, $399, and then the other tops are $40. Okay, and this is wide. It's bigger than what you think it is. It's wide. It's almost like the Sapphire size. It's big and it fits right in your lap. Yeah, shout out to Glyph. They're really good people. I might reach out to them too and see if I can get one to change. But they really, the way their firmware is set up, they're definitely making this for Smash. Like, I don't know all the Smash games, but the game they had there was like one of those type of games. So if you play that style, this is really who it's for. Obviously, you can change the modes to play Street Fighter Tekken because you can see the layouts. You can do whatever you want. I might reach out anyway. I might just do that. I almost bought some, but I was running out of space in my bag. Shrimp, how much stuff did you buy? I'm really curious. Shrimp probably went home loaded because everything was there. Like if you could think of it, it was probably there. There was a lot of stuff, like in a good way. Like there was so many cool things to find and just see. It was $249 for the Vitrix. Okay, there you go. Okay, it was $249. Nice. Yeah, shout out to Dose. $249. That sounds right. Speed. Not gonna lie, I get some sniffles and headaches for sure. Okay, just class convention mysteries. Facts. I was Friday. Friday I had it bad. My wife and I, we were like, "Do you have the flu? You have COVID?" We couldn't figure out what was going on because I came upstairs and I felt pretty bad. I was like, I'm gonna go take a shower. I came up and the AC was pumping because it's hot down here in Texas. I went in the room and the AC was so cold. I instantly got goosebumps, which I've been up north in so long, I don't get goosebumps anymore. Instantly got goosebumps. My teeth were chattering, which never happens since I lived somewhere cold. Teeth were chattering. I had my bones were aching. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. So I walked up the room, went back downstairs, and I was like, what is going on? I feel like garbage. I was already like swallowing glass. I still feel like I'm swallowing glass now. I'm like coughing. I was like, what is going on here? So I don't know what I got from EVO, but either there or from work, because I went back to the office. So whatever's going on, yeah, I feel like garbage. But yeah, let me see here. What was the other one that was there? So these were there, the Vitrix. There were so many. The Maverick. I'm talking about Maverick. The Mavericades. So Mavericades, I met them too. Really nice. And I actually played on this. And the booth they were at were selling their other models. So I played on this here, and I don't really understand the pricing all the way. Is it 104 for the whole set? Or 104 per side? I'm not sure. But I definitely saw people picking these up. They had the metal top ones. So it was like a black on black. So it was a black metal and a black aluminum top on there. So I saw their pill style leverless was there. What else did the Maverick had? They had a bunch of stuff there. And again, he was sharing the booth, but people were definitely noticing because they had them wrapped brand new on the shelf. You were grabbing them on the shelf. And Speed, did you make any sales there, Speedy? Were you just there hanging out, or how did you work that? I wondered. Anybody? Because I saw one guy pick up. I happened to be standing there when he came to pick up his Key Warrior, and it was like a yellow and black or white and black. And they're like, "Yeah, I'll be at the event. I'll be at EVO. Just come by and pick it up at the booth." So they paid for it, and he delivered to him in person. And how can I share these pictures? Let me see here. If I share on my phone, let's see if I can share them through here. Because there were some things I never there's actually a different version of the Key Warrior there that I'd never. It was someone else made it, but I'd never seen this thing before ever. Here we go. Boom, got it. I'm gonna share these pictures with y'all so y'all can see. Here's the Gold Varmillo. And I'll show you one more. Here's my bag. All right, so let me pull these out here and I'll show you what these look like. And again, so when you go, try your best to pack light. Try to pack light. Here is. But Brave has an AI. I didn't know. That's cool. I pressed the wrong button. I got AI. Look, what do you know? What do you know? There's AI built into this browser. How do I close this? Okay, go away, AI. Oh, Control B gives you the AI. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. So here is the gold Vermilla HA10 in person, and this thing, the FK2 has a plastic top, metal base. This was metal top and bottom. It felt a lot like the Punk Workshop, but the throw travel was a little bit longer, and it felt really nice. Like you felt like you were getting what you paid for. We talked about the buttons also. So on the top, they had this unused and update reset. Same thing on the Vermilla FK2. And we were letting them know, hey, look, this is kind of confusing because someone else was there when we were talking. You should probably let these go. And again, we were talking to a sales. I got his card. I didn't email him because I want to get a review unit in. These are, this is kind of confused. They're working on that. These rings here, they're actually pop-out rings and pop-out buttons and keycaps. There's a tool you use. It's like 2 pins. You stick it in there, you wedge it, and when you twist, it unlocks and the switch pops out. So they kind of changed the design up too now. So that's kind of cool. You're just okay. So Speed, you were just competing and chilling. Yeah, I definitely feel that. Yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff from the artist alley. Yeah, I got some stickers. I gotta pull those out too. And then here is, where's my bag at? So when you're walking through, you can't really tell how big this is, but this bag is full. Like, the bag's already heavy. This OGO Renegade bag is already kind of heavy as it is, but I had a water on one side, battery pack on the other side, a controller, my sweater, just so much crap. Like, just, you really don't need all the stuff you think you need. You just don't. You just don't. Well, I mean, you do, but you don't. So share this, share this. Like, so I was going around getting pictures of people's lap. I'm gonna show you all these. Oh, there it is. This guy. And I was trying to get a custom angle, but the guys were they weren't really interviewing, but they were talking to this guy. Let me show you all this. And I couldn't really get a good shot of this controller. This thing, it has an Xbox like D-pad on the bottom, a joystick, another joystick, and the buttons, and a D-brake, and it had a bunch. But it was good. Like, it was like, wow, he really crafted this really well. Where's the inside? Here's the insides. You see all the wiring. It was not GP2040s. I asked him. Maybe it was. I don't think it was. I see the board. It's like a Pico board. It was a Raspberry. He had something. It had a lot of stuff going on. He really had, like, in a good way. He had everything thought out, working out. It was like, wow. And this is like first thing Friday morning. You know, you walk in, you go by like see, these guys were interviewing him, so I didn't really I want to get better pictures, but I didn't want to interrupt. And they were talking so long, I kind of got tired. I was like, okay, I just got here. Let me go walk around some more, right? Right there. So now you can see the two joysticks, the D-pad, and the leverless buttons, and the buttons, and the D-brake. It was a big boy. It was a big case. Soko, shout out to Soko. Happy Sunday, Soko. Hope you're having a good Sunday. We're back from EVO and we're sick, but we're getting through it, right? We're getting through it. Yeah. What did I just say? How did that pass TSA? That's a good point. I don't know how he got through TSA with it, because it was big. It was basically kind of like a suitcase size. Like, it was big. Let's see, what else did I get that was... Oh, this one right here. Did I get the picture? This one was pretty cool. This one was a little different. Where's it at? Where's it? Right here. Save this, copy link. This one, they just have to be playing, so I stopped by and I was like, hey, I told him who I was, showed him my business card, and he let me take a picture. And again, everyone's really nice, but it's you feel... Fun fact, outside of... I'm pretty introverted. I really don't talk much. So on here, I talk a ton. So approach people, you don't want to be rude, all that type of stuff, right? So he was really nice. Yeah, go for it. But I don't know what this supposed to be, a dog or a horse. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But the split layout was really cool. The buttons are cool. It's like a homemade box. And this was a suitcase. There it goes. It was a suitcase upside down. That's what it was. You flip the suitcase over and there was his controller. Let me try to zoom out so y'all can see that better. Right there. There you go. Look at that. That's crazy, right? He's a big boy. It's an understatement. Yeah, I was like, wow, okay, that's kind of cool. This one here. The Maverick Cape was there. Zoom out. So here was that. Okay, boom. So you're at the booth. They had little like things and stuff like that. And they had this. And I was telling Mavericade, they need to make a sign. Even if it's a cheap sign, just something decent where, with his pill style layout, to kind of own that layout more. Because more vendors are going to start using the pill style. That way, like, okay, this is a Mavericade design. And again, I don't know who made it first, but he's the one I think of when I think of pill style. So that way, he kind of gets his credit for the hard work he put in. Where's my other phone so I can show the other pictures? because this booth he was at had a lot of stuff. This is where all the editors out there. They were all kind of posted up there, and that was really cool. Here's what the auditorium looks like. I'll show these to you in the video. Where's the SGF video where he's making the controller? So I want to show you. He showed me the making process for the controllers. It was a lot. Like, can you press this picture here? This one here. So here is what. Again, when you kind of walk into the auditorium, like the finals room, it looks something like this, because you come in from the side, and it's so loud in there that you're not interrupting anything. Like you walk in, people are kind of doing their thing, you are not interrupting. And this is the small side. Like when you look towards the back, it's even bigger. Like it looks small in that picture, but it was big. Where is? Because I want to show you how he was making the buttons. Right here, boom, found it. Oh, it's too big. The file's too big. But yeah, I saw them making the buttons for the SGF controllers and all that stuff. Really impressive, really impressive. And let's see if this one will show. Because I want y'all to see how thin these Impress Nanos are. Like, it's shockingly thin. I'll show you a picture. I know they can't put Kailh's in there because it's way too thin. But if they could put Kailh's in there, the V2s, that would be slick. So here you go. Look how thin that is. It's thick as the head of the cord. So I get why the price is what it is, because it's all metal. So it's aluminum, and the board is up top. They can swap those out and change it, and then that's what it looks like. So that's why it has a butterfly switches, because it's so thin. Do you like the switches? That's kind of up to you, but that's what you're kind of paying for, right? So it's like, wow. The SGF buttons are really nice. It's hard to be customized with nylon or facts. I watched him make them, and it was really impressive. Like, wow, and the texture didn't feel sticky. It didn't feel like, it felt like you were getting what you pay for, and they're all made by hand. So it's like, wow. Where is? And oh, here we go. In the museum, they had all types of stuff. They had the Vermillo in there. They really did a good job at the museums showing off. Just all, and again, they were loaners, right? People were bringing the controls to get loaned out to show in the museum, but they had tons of different stuff. And I'll show this in 1 second. Where's the picture? There we go. Got it. So I saw this one there, and this is bigger than what it looks like. It's a very interesting look at this. It's bigger than what it looks like, this thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know, but it was definitely like, oh, okay, this is different. Like the black HA10. I like the gold one best, but this black one's fire. That one's really nice. And it's that metal. It's really surprising. Wow, this thing is metal. It feels really nice. Oh, here we go. Here's what they were doing. If you walked past Vitrix, they were doing like this. They were laser engrave whatever design you wanted onto the controller. Because the metal top. It was like, wow, okay. I have the pre-terror version Rev on my Mavericade LE case, and they look lovely. Nice, nice, nice. Behold the iPhone with controllers. Facts. It was really thin. Like you're like, wow, it may be equality, but did you sell your bare mobile mirror to buy it? That's the part. I think they were $200. Let's see how much is Impress Nano. Impress. Yeah, 200. But is it? So this is the Brook board. So they take the board and swap it out. Sounds really cool. Does it come PS5 ready? And like I said, all the whatever color you want, they had right there. Oh well, you can do all your kids. Okay, that's nice. You can redo all you want there. Is it PS5 compatible? Okay, well there you go. Wait, so $200 and it's PS5 compatible out the box. Wait. Base model is PS3 PC. Brook upgrade PS5. Oh, you have to pay $110 for their board upgrade because it's a custom shape. So this is $175. So this is $285. $285. That's a bit. I would tell you get the Brooks. I would tell you get the Brooks. The Starburst. I would tell you buy that set. I really would. Because $200, I would take it the Starburst. Yeah, I would take it Starburst because that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I think that might be a lot. And there's nothing wrong with it. It works just fine. It plays just fine, but $200 is a lot. Yeah, wow. I didn't think about that one. That's a lot. Or 295, so 285. Yeah. It does feel premium. And if you need, and what's nice is it does last, so you can swap it up, but yeah, I'll move on. I'll move on for that one. That's a bit much. Basically 300. Basically 300. Let's see. Oh, Cherry MX Ultra Low. That's not balanced. It's probably the hitbox layout too, since they're licensed through hitbox. Oh, that's right there with they're licensed through hitbox. Okay. So that's why their booth was so big, because it was so weird. Well, I guess it's not weird. Their booth was definitely bigger than the hitbox booth. That's for sure. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. Wow, I didn't think about it like that. Who else did I get? But it does, again, in person, it does look really nice. You're like, oh wow. And they had the Brook Starburst in the museum. They had the swirl in the museum. Oh, here's right. I found the picture. Boom. Was this the one? No, I think I have a picture of them like doing the machine to make the Victrix, the laser engraving. Did I get it? I did not get it. And they had tons of like discount things for accessories and stuff like that. Hopefully this still works. I'll post this picture and you guys can take this QR code or just take a screenshot of this QR code and see if this still works. I should have posted this when I got back. That one there. You saw the left midpost. I didn't see that. Well, at least they don't use facts in. At least they're not using the chalk V1s. I would be a little frustrated. I'm about done with V1 switches at this point. Like I've had enough of that nonsense. I respect myself. I respect myself. I do not want to deal with chalk V1 switches on leverless. On a keyboard, they're fine. On a leverless, no thank you. No thank you. It was a bit much. No thank you. Did I get the... Where's that Vermilla picture? Oh, I didn't take. I thought I took a picture of the Vermilla sign where they were like everything is sold out. Because I was really I was surprised. It's like, wow, they really cleaned up. Right there, boom, I did get it. It was Arcade Shock. That's who was selling it. Arcade Shock was selling it. Yeah, you came out the second day and they were like, look, sold out. Sold out, sold out, sold out. The Vermillos were killing it. I was like, wow. Those little circle stickers, those are all sold out. I can't talk. Those are all sold out stickers. This thing. I'm going to show you all this too, because there was another. It looks like the Maverick Cape, but something different. Oh, I didn't get the laser engraver. I thought I did. I found it. Here's a T picture too. So again, when you go buy Invincible, you saw the T's. And see if I can post this video of this. Hopefully this saves. Because I can show you guys how you take the keycaps off the HA10. This guy. 1, 2, 3, boom. And one more. Oh, and this was here. The Tesseract was there. Boom. Okay, let me show you all this. Here we go. Bunch of pictures. So those are all gone. I actually got to play on the Tesseract. I played with that. So this pad here, I've seen this. And I played with this. It's all metal too. This is kind of cool. Concave keycaps, but that was pretty cool. Their team was really nice. And they had crowns. Like, do you want a crown? I was like, well, no. They were big. I just didn't want to carry it around, to be honest. But they had them there. That was really cool. And they were giving away. I forgot what they were giving away. I saw this there. So they had these there, and then underneath they had these like Lego looking controllers that they had there at their booth too. That was kind of interesting. This one, here it is right here. So here is the one that was kind of like a Maverick Cape, but this thing was gigantic. It's like a tray that you put on your lap, and the controllers kind of like, they sit like this. So imagine this on your lap with a controller on each side. Yeah, that one was interesting. I have gripes with the swirl, but it's solid and fun to look. Yeah, I'm curious about the swirl. Yeah, because I played with it. I played Mario Kart with it. I didn't, obviously you don't get an hour to play, so I'm kind of messing around with it. But I did a full driving around Mario Kart 8 or whatever the new one is called. I didn't know how to do a race, so I was just kind of rolling around. I did like some time trial thing and did all that, but it, you know, I can tell it's like any controller new. You got to take a second to get used to it, but I don't know what it's like to own it. I don't think you can really get all you want out of it at the demo booth. Facts. The beauty is the fact you can custom button map profiles per game. So every layout or even the default may not be for you. Oh, I see. Just with GFA, I handled the QA and shipping them far better. Arcade Shock reputable after all. I've gotten quite a bit from them. Yeah, I could tell. And I could tell by the way the booth was run. The booth was really big. Everyone, you know, some vendors you could tell are respected in the space. You can tell everyone was really not only just wanting to talk to, because it wasn't like you were talking to like the creators. You're dealing with salespeople, but they were just engaged with the audience. The booth was really big. No one complained about waiting in line, because the line was there, but it wasn't long. And everyone seemed like happy with their purchase when they were walking away, if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird statement, right? And then the guy that I played, here's his Zen Pro. That was really cool. I was like, oh, so like I says, I'm walking through. I see the Invincible. It's right there. You can walk past people playing. So I see this guy here with it right next to it. This is the Haute42 E16. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And the box is like right here next to him. So when their match ended, or I don't know how, I think the lady was, there's people working there. And I asked whoever, and they're like, oh no, this is part of the booth. So right there, you're looking around, you're like, wait, they have T13s? You're like, who's selling T13s at this event? Nope, they ordered these, brought them in, and this was their controllers for their booth, unless you wanted a joystick or you wanted a stick. And I was like, wow, it was really cool to see how the market is growing and evolving, right? And then when you're there, this yellow cat water bottle, that's the free bottle you get when you sign up for EVO. So they're going to give you a water bottle, and it's not big, it's not small, it's just a water bottle. And you'll use that, like I said, don't carry water. Just take that, fill it up, and save your back some headache. Just use that to get water. And here's the other side of that big controller. And there's all those 3D printed ones. They felt okay. They felt kind of like toys. They were more like models, but they were really cool to kind of like see. And it appears to me they work, but I wouldn't truly play on the yellow and orange looking ones. But this black one was really cool. Like how it was big. It would make a good lunchbox to get some sandwiches and everything. Yeah, facts. Mario Kart World, that's probably what it's called. Yeah, the one on Switch 2. That's one I played. Yeah, they had a Switch 2 there, and you're kind of playing it. And I played the swirl with it. And it was actually kind of cool. It was really cool to play the swirl on. The brand of leverless coat was oh, I should know. I don't know because, and that's the thing. That's what I told Maverick. He needs to put a sign up. The booth for this one was at this big one. It was a collection of different controllers, and they all were kind of, like this guy was, and see those little mini ones. He was actually selling these two little keychain controllers. Those actually work. The blue and red ones in the background, they actually work. They're tiny. Uh, so since all this stuff was in his booth, they all were kind of in there. So the R doc had a sign, but like I was telling, excuse me, I was telling the Maverick team, I was like, hey, you should probably get a sign so that when you do this again, people know it's you. The pill style layout is you. Kind of get your branding out there. David Brave. That's a good name. Happy Sunday, David Brave. Now that's a strong name. I am David Brave. Hey, Doc, I want to ask if it's legal to have two up buttons, for example. Okay. One D-pad up, one analog up. I receive conflicting articles. Some say it's legal, some say it's not. How do you set up your levelist buttons? Is it per game basis? So for me, and again, I'm sorry losing my voice. What I tend to do is, for most games, I have a Street Fighter profile and I have a Tekken profile. Those two games I play the most. I mean, I play Tekken more than anything else, but that's kind of how I do it. So for me, and this pad's in front of me, right? And I know this is reverse. Let me grab, I have another pad. This pad here. This has an up on the bottom and an up on the top. From what I noticed at most events, no one was really asking questions about your buttons. So now I think about it, that kind of, I don't know if that makes me uncomfortable or not, but they really weren't asking any questions. So the way I play, I don't use this up button. I'll usually make this L3, R3. That's just me. And I don't when I'm playing like this, I don't ever use this one either. I know if you play Kazuya, you can kind of like do different wave dash. There's all types of stuff you can do. If anything, I do 14 buttons where I ignore these two. And for Street Fighter, when I remember, I map this one to this one, this one to this one. So if I'm playing like this, I can kind of just like hit this one right here for this button. I mean, either way. And then for this button, I can't hit this if I want to. Do I do it? No. But I map it that way just because. The pinky also, I'll kind of map that to one of these two. But when you start seeing what people are using, I think people are overthinking their controller. Don't stress. Just show up, show out, and have fun. Win. And don't forget when you're playing your opponent, butter them up with kindness. That way you can beat them up with brutality. Each round, pretend like, you just do what you got to do to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you need to do to win. Because they're definitely going to try to beat you. Yeah, but when you're there, it's a very interesting vibe where I don't, and again, if you go to a tournament, I would ask every tournament, see what they say. Here's another pushback I would give. If they say you can't have 2 up buttons, right? Here's the pushback I would give. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Okay, boom. Okay. So if they say you can only have 1 up button, if you showed up with a controller, you have a D-pad and a left stick. Technically, you can press both to move around. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So with that theory, 2 ups, 2 downs, 2 lefts, 2 rights. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because in theory, they would say, okay, you got to disable this left. You got to disable one of these 2 for this game. So I don't know, excuse me, how they work that out. Because when you're getting ready to play, the people that run your pool area, I'm not going to call them flunkies. I'm not going to say that. That's mean. They are people that are just here to help, right? They are taking time out of their day to look at start.gg, keep track of what's going on, and then share the results, if you want to call it that, right? And when you look at it from that perspective, that'll take a lot of your stress away. Where like, I don't see them giving you a hard time unless you make it one. If you show up with a bad attitude or you're kind of like wilding out, then I could assume them digging deeper into what is going on here. Or if the person you're playing is like, hey, this guy is cheating, you know, obviously you're gonna catch some flack. You know what I'm saying? But just definitely don't take my advice, because every tournament is different. See what's going on in your and the tournament you're signing up for. Double check their rules on all those different things, and then go from there. That way you don't run into any headaches. Why is my view not changing? You don't run into any headaches with you don't get disqualified for something stupid, right? Because let's be honest, like, we're here to win. So that way you don't get yourself in any trouble. And I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to pull a picture. I want to show my stats and my matchup. I thought I took a screenshot of all my matchups, but I did not. Did I? I did. It's right here. Boom. Let me show this out. Because when I played, I was super proud of myself that I even made it 2x2. Like I never would have guessed. Because I mean, we all know you're going to big events. You know, go in expecting to beat no one, and then you won't be stressed. Because you go in thinking, I got to win this match. I got to win the next one. You're not going to perform because you're going to be stressed out. Go in thinking, I'm not going to win any of these matches. I'm just going to come in here and do what I got to do and just keep it under the radar. You know. So I got 769 out of 2550. That's pretty good in my opinion. 2 for 2, and I almost went 3. I almost went 3 for 3. I was so mad. I almost went 3 for 3. Here is my bracket breakout. And again, the guy that won our pool, he went on to play the next day, and I think he won a couple rounds the next day too. He was pretty good. He beat him with Steve. I could not figure out. I played another guy that played Steve, like just in the free matches. So when you're done, you can kind of play anybody you want. And also, when you're playing an EVO and all these different things, excuse me, your matches are going to be faster than you think they are. The time you play actually playing is 5 to 20 minutes. Like, it's fast. So your whole trip of EVO, the time you actually play is so fast. So I'm saying, like, spend the $10 and play other game tournaments too. Like, play City Wolves tournament, play any game you could think of. Just try it, because you're already there. It's only $10 to try another game. And the time you're going to play is going to be so fast. You're going to be shocked. I think it depends on the game and the local rules. Facts. Yep. Can always contact TOs to facts. Yep. Send facts. That does make sense. I guess even for most too, it's not really practical to check individual. And that's the other thing, right? Where, you know, I'm really thinking out loud is like, someone could be doing something scammy next to you, and you have to be the one to call it out. So I would say kind of review their controller, I guess, when you fight them, and they may give you a clue, because I didn't experience that, but I can really imagine someone just, you know, being a jerk, let's be honest, right? And trying to show up and really like take advantage. And here's my pools. First, I played Spectral Vision, and I won that one. I won 2-0. That's right, I won 2-0. Yeah, so Spectral went on. Who did he win after he played me? Spectral went on, and he fought. Oh, this is the winner's bracket. I don't have the loser's bracket. I have to look see who he fought. He went on, and then I do Youngster. He beat 2 people, and I beat him because he was in the loser's bracket. He came up to play me. So when he came up to winners, I beat him. I think I put him out after that because I beat him 2-1 with his Anna. He beat me one set with his Anna, but I beat him 2 sets with his Anna. And then this guy, Angelin Famous. Oh, what's so weird is he was good enough where Angelin Famous. He did not have a YouTube or anything that I know of. Did I spell it right? And that's backwards. Angelin Famous. No. He needs to have a Twitch because he played. He's using Steve, so I couldn't really figure out how to get past Steve because, even like I said, after I played him, I went and just kind of played in the other just people playing. So I went and played those. I played one Steve guy. He beat me 11 times in a row, maybe 18 times in a row. The counter wasn't in place yet, so I don't know. But I kept playing because I wanted to learn how to play Steve, but I just had no clue what he was doing. Like, you know, Steve was really challenging for me right now. But this guy, he ended up winning and going on, and then RTDC. Wait, was it RTD? Maybe it was RTDC I lost to. Who won our bracket? It was Angel and Famous. Angel and Famous went on. Yeah, that's who it was. So I lost to RTDC. That was the second person I lost to. So I won Spectral. I lost to Angel and Famous. And then I beat Do Youngster. And then I lost to RTDC at the last. That's when I pressed the rage by accident. I was like, oh, I'm out. I mean, I got beat. But that was really good. Picked up 2 sets of hot blocks for 626. Oh, nice. Praise AliExpress coins. So Sin, I don't know if you've installed them yet. I have them right here. And I've been working on this video. I just haven't put it out yet. So those that are curious about the hot blocks, here's where my mind is right now on these. Okay, Sin has tons of experience. So this is excluding Sin, right? If you do not have a ton of experience with these types of things, I'm halfway saying don't get them. And here's the catch. I can't see. Where's my camera so I can see? Okay. There is a little, see there's like a little rib right there? So obviously we all know there's a nub on the bottom, flat on the top. All right. Here's the catch. This little ring nub, when you're trying to if I took this off of here, if I took this off here and I want to put this in, because it's rubber, it doesn't just wedge in. You almost have to take an ink pen and push it in and kind of work it in a circle to make the hole fall through. You're trying to make it fall all the way to the hole. So it's here, and you're trying to work it down, make the rim snap in. So when you do this, you're kind of pushing on the board. It made me a little uncomfortable. And then once it's in there, it's in there. But if you do it wrong, you'll know. You flip the controller. I'll do it right now. You flip the controller over. I was making the video. I just got busy. I haven't put it out, but I'm not sure how I feel about these yet. Like I said, Sen is this exclusive thing. He knows what he's doing. All right. So I get this off. Where'd the block go? Right here. Oh, I take the switch off. Got it. All right, so that's out, right? So now, see the hole in there? This, when you put it in, you think you just push down like this. But look, it bounces up because it's rubber. Just bounces right out. Falls right out. So when you do this, what you have to do is, where's my ink pen? You need an ink pen. And you're going to put this down like this. And you kind of have to wedge in a circle. But even, see, it gets stuck. It'll get stuck in your pen. But you're trying to force it down in there. And it doesn't always stay. So see how that doesn't, it keeps coming back out. So what you really need is not a knife, but if I use this switch puller, if I use this, right, and just push down, it comes back out. because everything gets stuck in there. So they do what they're supposed to. Once you get it in there, you'll take the keycap and put it on, and make sure if you have an O-ring, you have to take the O-rings off. So mine there's no O-ring. Okay, good. So once you get it, it does sit perfectly flush, right? It will sit perfectly flush. The problem is trying to get this thing in here for people that are not technically savvy or don't have the experience, or if you're just a brute and you like mash stuff. What my fear is recommending this to someone and they break their board. And I know what you're thinking. Why would someone break their board? No one's going to push that hard and blah, 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 blah. You'd be surprised the comments I get and what people do. I put furniture together that is not very complicated, like IKEA. Like I always thought this was easy. You know, you name the place you get your furniture. People will put screws in the wrong place. You ever put furniture together, have pieces left over? I don't, but some people do. So you look at it from that perspective. Telling someone to take this off, take this thing here, and see, even now I'm trying to wedge it. And the whole point is you're trying to get it to snap in. So you're kind of going one, like, and go to each corner and push down. Get in there. There it goes. I already click. And now you'll know it's in there. It's not all the way in. One side clicked, but the other side didn't click. Right. Snap in there. I think it's in there now. I think it's in there. So now I can take this keycap, put this here, and now the keycap is flush. So David Brave, I love that name, David Brave. When you were asking, you know, what's illegal, what isn't, say your tournament said only one up button, technically you could just take this, and I do this anyway. Like if you see my older reviews, you'll notice on this side, this button here, because my thumb is always sitting right here, I always take the cap off, take the switch out, and I tape down the keycap. I get so many comments saying, hey, why is your keycap sideways? Because I just double-sided tape underneath. That way I don't lose it. But you could just tape over. You just tape. Instead of using tape now, you can use these hot blocks. And once you get everything set up right, it just kind of sits in here nice and flush. Does that show up? It does. See how flush that is? So you can see all these are sticking up and this one's flat. Hope where's the angle? That's a good angle right there. Boom. So, you know, we're saying like, what's the purpose? That's what they're for, right? But the caveat to it though is getting the plug in there, you know, you got to be careful. And now I know I'm gonna tell someone to use like a tool head. I hate to tell someone to grab a screwdriver stick. This really need a screwdriver. Take a screwdriver, just wedge it in there. And the other part is, if you have when I first did this, I did it on a 3D printed pad to test everything out. With the 3D printed pads, they creak. Like this is plastic. This is fine. But if you have like a flat box, like the original flat box from 2023, when you go to start wedging this thing in there, that thing was creaking like nobody's business. It was like, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to break this thing. You know, so they serve their purpose, but you just gotta know what you're doing. I'd say it's more optimal for PCB style LP Chalk Arcade buttons where you have easier access panels and see folks get into their, yeah, facts. It's like having a button plug. Yep. That's it, a button plug, a button plug. A button plug by removing the switch E16 and putting the button cap on top of it. Use cases niche not exactly beginning. Facts. Yeah, facts. But I'm also, yeah, Sin got this, yeah. Easy to pop out of my buttons. I can just screwdriver the facts. And that's where, like I said, the video I was working on, I'm trying to get the language right because I don't want to say, I'm telling people not to buy it, but not for what people think. There's nothing, look, it works. It's not falling out. Like it does what it's supposed to do. But if you've never done something like this before, I'm talking to the people that have no clue what they're doing, which is the majority. Majority of people just bought their first controller and they're scared to break it. And the reason I know, I get so many people asking me, well, how long does the USB-C port last? I'm like, well, how long is how long does it last on your controller? I don't know. If you play fighting games, I've gone through so many D-pads that I don't even consider these PlayStation controllers or Xbox controllers worth anything. Like they don't last long. If I play Lei Wulong on Tekken 7 and I have to use my D-pad, these things are trash. They break within like 2 months. They're already broken, and they're $70, right? So anyway, with all that said, that's what they do. And then get it back off. You just take your keycap. It comes right there, and it snaps right out. So it's super easy to get in, get out. I mean, it's super easy to get out, but getting it in is a little bit of a headache. I might just go and release that video. I'm almost done with it. It's already done. It's got to like finish the editing. I couldn't figure out how to tell the story, but I mean, it is what it is, really. Well, yeah, kind of is what it is. I knew what the pros and cons of the blocks, would be. I had use case in mind already. Facts. Folks that are unsure might panic or might unsure how to remove, and that's the thing, right? And I have to be careful where when I say something, I have to watch how I say it, because when I get comments, people interpret things I didn't realize the way they was being received, or I just don't want something. I don't want anyone to have a bad experience with something like that. You know what I'm saying? Duffy, shout out to Duffy 5000. Happy Sunday, Duffy. Can you grab the M16 for me and glide your fingers across? Yeah, no problem. M16. That's a little. Can you grab a controller and just glide your fingers across for me? Real nice, like. Bruh. All right, so here is the M. This is a regular M, as I think we're talking about. But the M, but mine has ghost switches in it, and mine has O-rings. Oh my god. Ghost switches and O-rings, and I took my quarters downstairs. They're about 2 quarters at the top. So if you want to slide on these, your fingers will run into the edges. They just will, right? And again, I have O-rings on mine. This one is pretty much stock. So you can see I'm kind of like clambering into these a little bit, right? So if you are a slide player, my advice is the Tikitaka Panda V1 switches. They're black and white. Those switches have a softer force, so when you slide, the switch will give before, like, so these wind engines are like 40, I think they're 40 force, 43 force, 43, something like that. So when you get, like, when I'm sliding, it's not falling yet. It's trying to fall and then it falls. The other ones, they're like 30. I want to say that the Tikitaka Panda V1s are 30. So when you come across it, it already falls before you get there, and they'll let you slide better. If sliding is what you want, fun fact, I got to show you guys the website too. Let me show you all this. And this is something I got to add this to the website. So if you go to docjones694.com, I know there's no pictures. That's because I loaded all the controllers into the system. And the goal of the system is, if you like a particular type of controller, what else is similar? So for example, you like a Haute42 E16. There's a dual pad A14, the Matrix, don't get the Matrix, the A16, the M, the V, all these fall into the Haute42 family. If you like the Haute42 E16S, there are 25 different models that feel similar to that pad, right? And that's the goal with this, to kind of help you figure out. What I need to do, to your point, is I need to add sliding over here, because I have rings. Where's rings at? Rings is right here. Boom. If you like rings, there's the Kailh keys, the Fightbot, the Tikitaka, the Zen, you know what I'm saying, the R, all those things are there. I need to add sliding, because when it comes to sliding, there is the Vermillo FK2. It's fantastic for sliding. That might be, it might still be my sliding champ. That one's really, where are you at, Vermillo FK2? So many pictures, so many pictures, so many pictures, so many, right there. This pad is fantastic for sliding if that's what you like. The switches are not Kailh's. These are induction switches, but that's fun. The Tikitaka S15. Fantastic for sliding. Where are you? That's TikTok. But the Tikitaka S15, it's a split layout pad. Oh, I didn't put an A. Right here, boom. This pad is fantastic for sliding, and uses Kailh V1 and V2 switches. And there was one more. I forgot the other one that was really good for sliding. But yeah, let me check the chat. Can you grab the 16? Yes, yes, yes. I want to see if you can SPD without friction on Zangief. Which one would be the best for glide? You like, okay, so you like Haute42, but you want to glide. Okay, so if that's the case, you're probably going to want, I can't even talk. If your goal is to slide, what pad would I tell you to get? If you're a slider and you have a Haute42, you probably want maybe the R16 with ghost switch. Oops, 42. So my R16. Here's my R16. No, I put O-rings, so mine caps a little bit taller. But it does have the rings. You would have to put the Tikitaka Panda V1s, and those switches look like this. Tikitaka Panda V1 switches. I can't spell. Merlin said Tikitaka. Tic-tac. Tiki-tac. Facts. The Panda V1s, not Pick Nose, Kasumi's, Panda V2s, Panda V1s right here. These switches here, I think they're like a 30 force. They're 35s. Where's open image and new tab? Yeah, where's my daughter? She's on TikTok. I should be, I can't. TikToks get on my nerves. I went live with them and that worked. And now, for some reason, I'm suspended for 3 days. I think because I don't post regular videos on TikTok. Like, I don't just like, I don't know. Social media is annoying. They want you to be a real person so bad. It's like, I am real, but why do I have to live here? Like, I have stuff to do. So here, these. They're 30, so I thought they're 34s. So these, on any pad, they actually feel snappy too. So they're snappy, but since they're softer, they're going to allow you to slide. But when I say that, take that with a little bit of understanding that it's not what you're expecting. Like, you can't, I feel like I know what you want to do. You just want to kind of take your finger, like slide in a circle. I don't know if any of these pads can do that. The ones that will, like I said, are the Tikitaka. This S15 will do it for sure. This one, if you put the switches on this pad, you can slide for sure. And it was the reason I'm telling you this is, where's that? Okay. So what you don't know is on this pad, the rings are attached to the switch. So what that means is the switch sits lower to the ring. Whereas on something like an R16, or, you know, and I say R16, it could be a Zen, even the dual pad Zen. On all these pads, the switch, they all kind of sit the same. The switch, where'd it go? 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 Why, how come I can't get the AliExpress? Oh, right there, boom. You know, even the Zen, when you're looking at this, the way all of these are designed, the ring is roughly 2/4. The keycap sticks up roughly another 2/4. And that's just kind of how they all work when they're Kailhs. Whereas the Varmillo, it's almost flush with the case. The Tikitaka S15 is almost flush with the ring. So I know I'm kind of giving you too much information, but I need to make sure I set the expectation that you're trying to slide on any ringed pad that's like, even the Kailh keys. If you want to, oh my God, it's right here. I mean, this one, it's actually does slide really good. Yeah. Yeah. I guess if you're looking at Haute42, I guess the R16, these are the Tikitaka Panda V2s. These are short travel switches. I like the Kailh Sacres and Shadow Hunting better, but this pad here, I had a defect, so they sent me another one. So that's why it's in front of me. But surprisingly, if I don't push hard, if I just kind of like glide slide, it does slide. Well, I didn't know that. Look at that. So, and I guess since I don't use O-rings on my short travel switches, you can slide. So if you get an R6, if you have a Haute42 or you want this brand, I guess get an R16. Just get an R16. Okay, you know what? What about the M? The M. And again, I have O-rings, so they're taller. If you don't mash and slide, I guess you can do it. If you mash, you can't do it on most pads, you can't do this. But if you just like glide slide, something like that, it is working. It is, I wouldn't, yeah, I'm just setting expectation. Don't expect to be like fantastic like that, if that makes any sense. Which is best for glide over to? I have a G6. The G16 is not good. The G16, those switches are tall. So yeah, if you have a G16 now, those are super tall and you cannot glide with that at all. Buds, you have their mad high facts. Can I buy M16 and install a Tikitaka switch? Yes, you can, because they're Kailh V2 switches. So any Kailh V2 switch will work. And I can drop a link for you in the chat. Give me a second. That one would be perfect. I use the buttons that's next to my up button, so I can't use the R series. You use the button next to your up button, so you can't use the R. Because here's an M. Like, the layouts are the same. They just add a pink. Oh, you use this one. You use this button. I see what you're saying. I understand. Gotcha. Okay. So the R is out. Well, so the U, they have the U also. Give me a second. I'll show you a U. So here's the U, and the U, like I said, I saw this at EVO. I saw them take it out the box at EVO. This is very similar to an R, right? The major difference is, like, you have a G now. So your G and the S are very similar, right? They're basically the same family. The R is like a slightly wider S, like barely wider S, okay? It's in the R is in the C and the S family. The U is in the T family. These are wider. Like, these are noticeably wider. Because the M, just like the M, if you look at the M, like, it's not something with the M Ultra. Because if you're coming from a G, you would want you probably want a C16, to be honest, if you're coming from the G, because the spacing will feel more familiar. The height is going to feel better no matter what. But we're talking about layout spacing. The T, the M plus, the U, the V are all wide. They're all okay. I know how to tell you. Here's how to explain it to you. On your G, the bottom keycap is like kind of big. Imagine across the whole pad and wider. That's what's going to feel like if you have an M plus, a T, a U, a V. Those 5 are in the same T family. They're large keycaps across the whole body and wide spacing. For you coming from a G, I would not be surprised you want the S feel, right? Which is small keycaps across the body and one large on the bottom. You'll be looking at, but you want rings, right? So the R, but I know you said use that one. I mean, you could, no, you can't slide with a C. The C you can. Anyway, so given what you're looking for, if you don't, just understand it's going to be wider, the U would be your next best bet. And I don't know how easy it is to slide on the U, because I have O-rings, so mine are sit taller. But it is going to be wider, so you will have to kind of like swipe further away, if that makes any sense. Hey, Google, set the AC upstairs to 75. So if you're in the States and you're on Amazon, given what you're trying to do, you probably want a Zen or you want a Kailh keys for what you're trying to do. So here's the Zen. The Zen right now, boom, is $60. Like, it'll be there in 2 weeks. You get the clear for like artwork on top and bottom. Comes with upgraded switches out the box, or the black on black. You will want to put artwork on the bottom though, because this thing is blazing bright. You think aliens just arrived in your house, but the Zen's fantastic. Again, I saw them at EVO. I played. The person next to me was playing with this pad, right? So yeah, you can't go wrong with the Zen. If you're in the States, you need it like tomorrow. Kailh keys GK16. I would tell you get a Kailh keys for what you're trying to do. I would tell you get a Kailh keys. Kailh keys, look at it, boom, fantastic. And I'm not even logged in, so it's $55. So I have the black tops to clear bottoms, but they also have the white if you want to put artwork on top and bottom. So they have this model as well. If you can though, I would tell you to get this guy. Oh, it's on sale. If you log in, it might be, because this one in May, this was $89 in May, and this is the metal version. That's what you're seeing right here. This is the metal Kailh keys, and this is basically very similar to a Haute42 R, and the Zen is very similar to this, but the Zen has a split layout. It's more ergonomic. So, you know, that's why I'm like mentioning those three. The R, the Zen by Dualpat, and the Kailh keys GFGK16 or the 21, right? These are all very similar. The U on the floor is the widest. The R is the next widest. The Kailh keys is the next tightest. And then the Zen is the tightest for spacing. So What I'm saying is from like, I can't hold this and talk. From finger spacing to tightest to widest, it's Zen, Kailh, R16, U16, and that's like the 4 I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Check here. When ordering new hitboxes or parts from AliExpress, hold off until November, as they have massive discounts around the 11th. Oh wow, that's good. Wait, but only problem with that Midnight Blue Wolf is like September, October, November. It's 3 months. He's like, hold off for 90 days, don't buy anything. But I agree though. Catch everything in November. You'll catch a ton of sale. That's a good idea. You should catch a bunch of stuff on sale. Do you think the M16 is worth now the M16 Lite exists? Yes, I do. They are different products, and I'll show you. Here's M16 Lite. I have too much stuff on my desk. Moves out the way. It's out the way. Okay, so here, let me check my camera so I can see what I'm showing here. Boom. All right. So the M16. Did I put the M Lite on the website? I don't even know. Dang it. I gotta check that. So the easiest way to explain what you're looking at is with Haute42 is the easiest. They have so many models. It's really easy to explain what they're doing. There are basically 3 families of Haute42, and all that has to do with keycaps and spacing. All right, small keycaps across the whole body, one large in the bottom. The same large keycap across the whole body and wider spacing. S family, T family, and this is flipped over as the E, but the C family is basically an S plus, meaning these are the same small keycaps. Excuse me, same large button on the bottom. Only reason these are barely wider is because there's new light rings. I mean, it's flat. It's a flat controller, but they added these like bright lights around, right? So to make these lights fit, they had to add just a little bit of space. So with that said, right, asking about the M Lite to the M, you're asking like a different question, because basically if you like the M Ultra or the S, but you want it compact and metal, you would get the M Lite. If you like the T or the M Plus, but you want it compact and metal, you would get the M. And when I put them back to back, like it's noticeably different. Look, it's noticeably different. This is a compact premium version of the M Ultra, a premium version of the S. This is a compact premium version of the M Plus, a compact premium version of the T. And so this has more features because it's new. It has the rim lights and the button lights, one power plug, one pass-through port. This just has the button lights, one power port, one pass. So the tops are the same, pass-through power same. Only difference is this has 2 lights, this has 1, but they serve a different purpose because you see the size. For me, I play Tekken, I would play on this. When I play Street Fighter, I play on this because this is tighter for me for Street Fighter. This is wider for me to give me space for Tekken. That's how I would say it. I hope that makes sense. U16 is a great pad. U16 is a great pad, and with the base, the built-in artwork, the artwork in the box, the tool, like you can grab a U and kind of just hit the ground, run, and start playing. And you know, coming from the G, you're basically coming from an S spacing wise, right? Keycap spacing wise. So that's where I kind of warn you, where when you come from trying to slide on this to sliding on this, it may be the same. I don't really slide, so I don't know how to explain it, but you will notice you do have to go a little further because you're getting a controller with bigger circles and wider spacing with, you know, so with the U and all that stuff. Yeah. Yep. So I hope that makes sense now. Duffy. Put this over here. Let me check the chat. Give me a second. Light. Here. Metal Leverless are next level out of this world because they're great. Facts. Code is on it, and that's where Code is so funny. Code just got a P. Code got a P12 Pro, and I thought for sure Code was going to get the M Lite next, because for him, the S, the P Pro, and the M Lite are all compact frame, just different materials, right? The S is your acrylic with artwork top bottom. Your P is plastic, just kind of grab it and play. And then the Lite is your premium grab and play. So when I heard you got the X, I'm like, oh wow, that's like a big jump, because it's gonna feel the same. You're gonna feel this button is a little bit lower, this button here, because the way the modules are laid out. And then you're gonna have an ergonomics, because it's gonna be split here and this will be moved over here. But the general spacing will feel about the same for the buttons in these top here. Just these two will feel further away. But yeah. Do you think the M16? I answered that yes. I have been thinking about the Kailh 21. I love that controller, but I like the metal, the M Ultra. Yeah, don't want to switch off. Anubis, I agree. And I pinged them and said, hey, I hope you guys make a metal 21 to really wrap out the brand. So you have your 16 acrylic, your 16 metal, your 21 acrylic, 21 metal. And it's so funny, when you start using the 21, the first thing you're gonna say is, what do I need all these buttons? Like, I don't need all these buttons. But once you start setting it up, people ask for change profiles. I can change a profile, and now I can do left stick on this side, right stick on this side, and buttons. So you can kind of do whatever you want. And it's kind of cool where it's like, now all the buttons are here. Now you just got to play. You can go into profile. I think I have 4 profiles in that thing to do whatever I want it to do. And the price is so good. Those don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about this. I'll show y'all. This is the we're talking about this guy. Yeah, I really hope. Boom, look at that. And it's only $60. That's why I tell people get it, because the price is so good. It's like, why not? It's $60. And if you're logged in, the price changes, but you get the point. It's $50-$60. And then the one I really push though is, like, if you log in and the metal one is on sale for $80, get this one. Because this metal one, it just feels really solid and flat and big. Like, it's, and I feel this is the cousin or sister to the Zen Pro. Because the Zen Pro, that doesn't know what we're talking about. The Zen Pro, here's the Zen. And the Pro, where's the Pro? Right there, boom. The Zen Pro is fantastic. And you see it in person even better, right? And when you're logged in, the price changes with the tariffs, but when you log in, the price is different. But the Zen Pro has the white and black edition, upgraded switches, the leather, all the things, right? But this is the split ergonomic layout, whereas the Kailh keys is your standard. So you kind of choose. I want standard or split. It's up to you. They're both, there it is right there. And the price is it's $115 here. I think the Pro is $115 when you log in. So I think they're basically the same price. It's just which one. And the footprint is basically, it's basically the same. The Kailh keys does sit more flat and wide on your lap, so it's not the same, but you get the point. Let me check the chat here. The up button, down bottom. I use the buttons. Let's see, Duffy. That one will be perfect. I use the buttons next to my up buttons. Yes, like the R series. Got you. The up button. I can't read. The up button, down button. Down button. You're in Jamaica. Wagwan Brethren. I think I'll go with the Kailh keys. Drop the links. Yeah, got you. Let me get it. Let me drop the link for you. 1 second. And I'll drop both. I'll drop the acrylic and the metal. That way you can kind of figure out what you want to do. Oh, I can't breathe. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. There it is. There's a 16 there. Okay, there you go, Duffy. I dropped the acrylic 16, and once you get there, you kind of see them all. The metal one, like I said, is I'll drop the metal in here too. That one's the one that if the metal I think is better. I just flat out think the metal. It's not. Let me make sure I say this right. The acrylic is not bad. It's actually you know, they're both so good that the price of the acrylic is so. I mean, the price of the metal is so affordable that I feel like you should just get the metal one. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. But they both are fantastic. There we go. Okay. Metal, but tone buttons. I like the metal, the control. Don't switch off. Yeah, I saw that new yeah. I go with the Hotbot X because I want to try out arcade stick. Oh, that's right. You want arcade stick. That's right. That's right. That's right. You did say that code. Yeah. So since you're getting the module, that's a good way to go because then you can. And I wonder if you got the MX or LP edition. I hope you got the LP code because then you can do when you feel like not using the stick. You get your 2-in-1 package with that because your P12 will feel right at home. It's gonna feel split, and like I said, the up button's gonna feel. It's downstairs. It's gonna feel split wider, and this button will be a little bit lower because the modules they have to fit in the components, right? But the X, as far as your buttons themselves, will feel right at home compared to your P12. Just your up button's gonna feel like further away by your thumb. But yeah, David, how much is M16 Ultra versus the metal? The Ultra is cheaper. I mean the Kailh keys is cheaper. Let me look here. Yeah, Kailh keys really came on the market like, look, we want to compete because their price is like, you almost think they're trash because the price is so cheap. And then I start using them like, well, this is actually pretty good. People should be looking at this. But if you get on AliExpress, the M Ultra is fine, right? It's really where you order it from because Kailh keys is not on AliExpress. See, on Amazon, it's $150. But if you go on AliExpress, it's $112. And this, look, the Zen is $112 on AliExpress. The Zen Pro metal, excuse me. Right, so when you start knowing what you want, that's where I start saying, start looking around and checking prices, and then just don't rush the shipping. Like, if you get it from AliExpress, it takes 14 days. Who cares, right? If you get it from Amazon, it takes 2 days. Then Kailh keys, they'll be there in 2 days. Usually 1 to 2 days on Amazon. That's the other thing, right? It's all just kind of, and again, a lot of this stuff happened before the tariff, so their business plans were a little bit different because of the tariffs. Yeah, no problem, Duffy. No problem. He said, Wagwan, Brett. What's the more expensive? That one's the GF. Is it GF or GK? That's the thing about Kailh keys too. I wish they just said like GA. Kailh keys acrylic, GA. GM for Kailh keys metal. And I can like know off the top of my head which is which, but the F and the K always gets me mixed up. So the F is for metal and the K is for acrylic. There you go. You got the LP good because I don't like the MX switches either for finding. So yeah, fax code. You can also use coupon codes for X amount and say what you fax. Yep, sends on it. You can use coupon codes, and the Kailh keys, like I said, as far as I know, they are not on AliExpress. They're just on Amazon. So the goods and bads of that is the price is what it is, but the good thing is it ships super fast. They usually show up the next day. The Kailh keys, if not 2 days. Where I'm in Central Texas, so it's fast. We have an Amazon center down the way from us, so it's not far. It's on the other side of the city. Oh wow, you can get $10 off, $80. There you go, boom. So if you want the Zen or the M Ultra, you can get those on AliExpress and get $10 off with the right code. So yeah, there you go, David. David Brave. I love that name, David Brave. Like a superhero. Yeah. It's once you start knowing the keycap size that you like, the spacing as far as wide or tight spacing you like. Rings, not rings, all these little minor details. Once you start kind of dialing what you like, it gets so much easier. And again, now I have this website set up. When you go to drjones694.com, you can come here and just say Kailh keys. Where's Kailh? Right there. Boom. Kailh keys. 6 controllers. The flat box Ultra S. Why did I put that there? I'm gonna take those off of there. Those don't match. The mini flash is about the same spacing. The Kailh keys are the same spacing. The Haute42. If you put rings, because you want to slide, so you probably want rings. They're right here. The 4 I have right now. They got all 3 Kailh keys. The Fightbox M1, the Tikitaka M3, dual pad Zen, Pro, and regular. The X series, the R series. All those things. And I'll probably, like I said, I'll be adding more different topics here to help people worry less about the model and more about the features they want. And if you like he's, like Code has a P, so he would go into the Haute42. I should probably put P family, but I have S family. So he would click the S, and here he can just go down the line and say, okay, oh wow, here's all the things that are going to feel very similar. If I want rings, I'll get a Mayflash F500. If I want rings, I get a Kailh keys, right? He can kind of go down and get a clue, the dual pad standard, right? ASI LVL feels like an S, just with MX switches. The Speedy Labs Lightfox is very similar to an S. So you can kind of come down and just go through and figure out, okay, what is similar feeling to what I have now? And the C is an S plus, but it's still kind of an S, right? So it's in there. Threadmill FK2, all those things. The goal with the site is to give value. And there will be ads on here because the bills got to get paid, right? But again, I'm going to let Google ads do. I'm not going to put my own ads on here. It'll just be Google, load it on the top and the bottom and let the site run, right? I'm not going to really. And then the news, you can't tell right now because the way the site is loading. There is news in here. Where's the news at? Boom. Here was the first thing I was posting. These, see how they have pictures and all this stuff. This is what you'll see like from here on out. But I needed to fill the database up. So that's why you see a bunch of blank images. Because I didn't have time to like write the settings and all the blah, blah, blahs. I just want to get everything up there as fast as I could. Because it was like 43 controls. It took like 3 days to do it. And I still have some cleanup to do. So it's the link we will share in the Discord. Oh, yeah, I need to find it. Thank you, son. David, thank you. I used to hate my name when I was a kid. David Bruce, I hate being a hero. It's like a movie. Why do I have to save everyone? I was a kid, but as I grew older, I appreciate it more. It's essentially my parents' prayer for me. That David Brave is really cool. That's actually a cool name. David Brave. And it just rolls off the tongue, too. David Brave. The next thing is you gotta have a deep voice for a name like David Brave. Oh, I'm David Brave. Or you're from Tennessee. I'm losing my voice. I can't even make a Tennessee voice. But you get the point. Name like David Brave is a man's man. That's actually pretty fun. Oh my goodness. But yeah, all this stuff will be coming together. The site's coming together really good. I think it's going to help a lot of people figure out what they want to do and make the right choice for them. And then it kind of, the show is me about helping. So they'll be coming to ask more questions, but at least in the meantime, they have a clue of like, okay, here's the comparison between this and this and all that good stuff. Yeah, it should be pretty fun. And like I said, shout out to Brooks and lowering the price 200. That's really good. I'm glad they did that because that $300 price tag, as a reviewer, it's hard too because I can speak to the everyday woman and say $300 ridiculous, the controller sucks. But that's not reality, right? What I'm really doing is speaking to the person that can afford this, that wants this. What is it like owning this? That's how I usually try to do my reviews. But with that price tag at 200, that's such an easier story to tell, and it comes off in a better light than before. Because I would hate for someone to hear my review and think you're shilling, which is, I don't get anything they don't pay me anything, so it's not like I'm making money. You know what I mean? So I'm telling them what it is. So I'm glad the price came down for EVO. What will Hot Pad Zero? You know what? Oh, yeah, Hot Zero. I haven't gone to the news yet. We got news, folks. So first thing, we've got the Haute42.com. Where's my link at? We have a new pad from Haute42 on the way. I think I have it right here. What am I doing? I'm using my own website. Where is it? Boom, right here. The Hot Pad Zero. Now this one I'm a little bit curious about, because this shape, this prism pyramid shape, I don't even know what to think when I see this. I don't even know what to think. I've seen this, and what's funny is this was controller of the week back in March. It was an R5, it was something very similar to R5 sticks. So looking at this, I'm like, it appears to be metal. With those are real buttons. It's like the Haute42 adapter arcade buttons with 2 USB-C plugs, a pass-through port, all on the top, your home row all on the bottom, kind of on your hip. And then I guess technically it's ergonomic because it is split. I'm so curious about how this is gonna play. And I start thinking, I don't even know how you would carry this thing around. Because you want to put it in a case, but like the shape of it, right? (14-key tactile layout). It's going to have wind engine switches in it with the custom keycaps or custom inserts. It's like all these things. And when you go to their site here on this Retro Plus, they've had these buttons out here for months. So now I think we all know where these buttons are going to go in that pad. And there's adapters, right? They're just adapter buttons. So it's probably going to have a Pico board inside then. Because the way this is set up, I don't think it's going to be a flat... Well, it can't be a flat PCB because the way they sit. So there's going to probably be a board on the bottom with wires going... Basically going to be like that's interesting. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's going to be like a twist from what Haute42 usually does. Yeah, this is going to be real different. Like, just interesting, right? This is going to be really interesting. At this point, we might as well have a crystal ball so I can ponder my orb while in game I press facts, And going through some other things I saw, this picture really cracked me up because they came back from EVO and look at all the stuff they picked up when they were out there. I was like, wow. They got the Victrix Pro, the Smash Box from Hitbox, the Tesseract, the Gram. Like, is that the Impress Nano? I think that's the Impress instead of Paradise Arcade. There's the Punk Workshop. There's a white one here. The Swirl, like the mic. They were picking up everything. Another Punk Workshop. Another Punk Workshop. I was like, wow. You really can find everything at EVO. This picture says it all. It was just so funny. Yeah, the zero won't work for you, Code. Yeah. I'm so curious about that. I don't even know what to think. And because when I reached out to them and said, hey, you guys should make, I think I put in the like the feedback section of the Discord, you should make an Ergo. That was not what I meant. I really meant just like a Mavericade, or a Zen, right? A split layout of the T's. I really want. I want a T ergonomic. That's it. That one I was like, okay, this is totally outside what I was thinking. And then the pad that I saw, that I know the name, it's called the Schism. This is the one I was looking at. So I saw this in person. The Schism, yeah. This one here is the picture I was showing you guys. And it kind of folds up into its own little unit. But it is pretty big. Like when you see it in person, it's like, oh wow, this is big. And it is metal. I believe it was metal too. It's like a fully plate. Oh, there you go. So you just put this bad boy in your lap and just kind of figure it out. But it looked, it didn't look cheap. It looked like it's metal. So it was well made. I think it magnetizes too. So everything was fine. It was just like, oh wow. It's like I guess you put your food in a tray too. You could put all your food up there, your drinks, and you could play at the same time. That was pretty cool. But yeah. The Schism. They picked up a lot of Punk Workshop stuff. Most of the stuff there is PWS. Yeah, yeah. And it's like the Snackbox Micro. That's what I was thinking of, Snackbox Micro. Did I see them there? I don't know if I saw them there or not. I think Hot went to go out the box with the Hotpad Zero. Yeah, they definitely... They're definitely mixing up with that design. That design, it's out there, right? You're like, wow, this is different. This is different. Yeah, the price in this one... And the only reason I think the price is so high on this one because it's probably limited run. They're probably not making that many units. The metal base, the boards, all that stuff. You know, I get. It's Kailh, hot swap, yeah. Oh, these are Gaterons. Clear switches. Kailh hot swap PCB modules. Gateron clear switches. Wait, what? Interesting. I wonder if I could do both. Like Zen could do all three, right? Kailh V1s, V2s, and Gaterons. Let's see here. I'm looking at my notes here if I caught everything. Yeah, I caught everything. I got everything. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is my EVO wrap up. I'm holding my voice together. I'm about to go take some Dayquil and take a nap. Fun fact, I've got jury duty tomorrow. So lucky me. I got paid for stupid jury duty. And my daughter has a concert that she's been wanting. We booked this concert months ago. In Houston. So I am hoping I don't get picked for this case because she's going to be pretty upset if I get picked for this stupid case. I don't even know what it is, right? But yeah, I hope everybody has a good week. If I have my voice and everything's good, I don't get picked for jury duty, I'll be hopefully streaming on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Yeah, and shout out to all the residents in the chat. We are back from EVO. We did good. We ran 2 for 2. Almost 3 for 3. I'm still happy with that. Did really good. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. Jury duty. Yeah, lucky me. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good week. Talk to y'all later. Bye.